water that gets displaced. Let us conduct an experiment to understand. For this we need a spring balance, potato tied with thread, water jug, overflow vessel, beaker, and a beam balance. Fill the overflow vessel with water. Empty the water from the beaker under the overflow pipe. Place it back under the overflow pipe again. Take the spring balance and measure the weight of the potato in the air. It weighs 125 grams. Now immerse the potato in the overflow vessel completely. Observe the potato, which displaces some water. It overflows and collects into the beaker. The balance shows the weight of the potato in water is 13 grams. It is less by almost 112 grams. Now let us measure the weight of the displaced water. The balance reads 110 grams. It is almost equal to the weight lost by the potato when submerged in water. The 2-gram error is because of water lost while changing containers. This is what the Greek scientist Archimedes meant when he said that when an object is immersed in a fluid, it will seem to lose weight, and this apparent loss of weight will be equal to the weight of the fluid displaced by the object. This principle is popularly called the Archimedes principle. The loss in weight experienced by the potato is because the water exerts an upward force known as upthrust on the potato. The weight loss is only apparent because if you take the object out of the liquid and reweigh it, it is seen to have its original weight. The Archimedes principle can be used to determine the purity of any material because the presence of any impurity will affect the amount of apparent weight loss. You should know that Archimedes discovered this principle when he was trying to find out a way to check whether the jewelers who had made King Hieron's crown had used all the gold they had been given or had used less gold and added some impurities instead. It is said that Archimedes discovered this principle when he was in his bathtub and his own body had displaced water. He ran down the streets naked, shouting Eureka! When he was
Okay students, while you see this activity, what you can understand. Okay, first you have to take one take one thread and then take one any object. Here they have taken that potato, and while you are immersing that potato with the help of that string or thread, so what will happen, you have to notice that by using that spring balance. Did you notice that spring balance? So first they have to measure the weight in the air. So what is the weight in the air? So that means they take that thread and they have to connect with that spring balance. So the spring balance will show somewhat the weight of that potato. Okay, and then when you are releasing into that water, what will happen? So when you are releasing into that water, make sure that just notice that the string length, okay, the string length, or make sure that just notice in that spring balance weight. So when you are taking that object in the air, what will happen? The weight will be, it will show some gram. Okay, but when you are placed into that water, you may notice that you could notice that the weight should be decreased. Okay, so when it is when it is immersed into that water, so what will happen? The weight gets a reduction. Okay, there will be some reduction in weight, and even though it will be reached to the bottom, there is no change in that. Okay, so this is the principle. So this principle is found by Archimedes. Okay, so when you drop any object into that water, so what is the weight of that object? So the amount of water will be taken out. Okay, it will be come out. Okay, how much weight of that object, that much water level will be come out. Okay, so this is that particular activity. Okay, so you have to know that just notice that how the weight get distributed. So what is the reason here? When you are hang at the air, it will show somewhat, for example 10 gram it will show, means when you are placed at that water, inside the water, it will be shown as less than 10 gram because of upward force will be acting on that particular object. Okay, so even though the gravitational force is acting, but it will be very less when compared to that upward thrust, so it will give some force to that particular object, for that, for example, potato. Okay, so next to one, what is that? Density. Okay, so density means what? Density means mass per unit volume. Okay, so for example, if you consider the cork and the nail, so cork means you will feel somewhat what's called very light object, and there will be some what's called air space will be there. It will be not that much weight. Okay, but if you consider that iron means the mass, each and every volume, each and small 1 centimeter cube volume, what will happen, that mass will be occupied more, the number of particles will be occupied more in the given small space itself. Okay, but in the case of cork, that within that space the number of molecules will be very less. So the number of molecules per unit volume, that is called, that mass per unit volume, that is called density. So unit will be kilogram by meter cube. Okay, so for this I'll say that what is called relative density I will say. So before that I will put one more activity, what is meant by density. Okay, see,
He was trying to find out
This is the example we left at in the previous video. If we drop a piece of balsa wood and a metal pin of the same mass into the water, what will happen? Will both of them float, or will both of them sink? Or one stays afloat and one sinks? Just by intuition, we can say that the wooden block will float and the metal pin will sink. But if they're of the same mass, why does that happen? Shouldn't both float because of the buoyant force? This happens because of the difference in their densities. But what's density? Look at these two parking lots of the same size. One has 3 cars and the other has many cars. Which one is more dense? This one, correct? Yes. Now look at these two forests. Which one is more dense with trees? Clearly, it's this one. So in the same given amount of space, if there are more things, we say that it's denser. Density is simply the measure of how compact the mass in a substance or object is. If we have to go by its scientific definition, we would say that it's mass per unit volume. In short, it tells us how much mass exists in a given volume. The unit of density is kilogram per meter cubed. Mass is in kilograms and volume in meter cubed. Coming back to our example, why did the wood float and the pin sink? The wood floated on water because the density of the wood is lesser than the density of water. Hence, the upthrust of water on the wood is greater than the weight of the wood. Hence, it floated. But the density of a metal pin is more than the density of water. Though it looks tiny, there's more mass per unit volume within it as compared to water. Hence, the upthrust of water on the pin is less than the weight of the pin. So what can we conclude? If the density of an object is lesser than the density of the liquid, then it will float. And if the density of an object is more than the density of the liquid, then it will sink. We'll understand the Archimedes principle in the next video.
Okay, students. Okay, if you notice that density, so density means it is nothing but mass per unit volume. Okay, so that is the thing is density. Okay, and the next one is called relative density. What is mean by relative density? So relative density means nothing but if you have considered the two object, any two object, so we are going to relate with that standard substance. So here we have taken the standard substance is called water. Okay, so the relative density, which means that what is called relative density, which means that density of that particular substance and density of that water, if we are comparing that two, so we will get that relative density. Okay, so relative density is nothing but we are going to relate the substance density with that another standard substance, that is called relative density. Okay, simply they pick it as RD. Okay, relative density. So relative density, there is no unit, because each and the two has also same unit would come. So the relative density, it has no unit. Okay, so the next one is what is called relative density. See, if you notice that what's called that formula, that relative density of that substance and density of water. Okay, so density of the substance and density of the water, both also kilogram by meter cube, that's the same unit. So there will be no standard unit. Okay, so next one, this one problem, relative density of the silver 10.8 and then density of water is 1000 kg per meter cube. What is the density of silver in SI unit? See, for this you have to know that relative density, which means that relative density equal to relative density of the substance. So density of substance 10.8. So density of that, relative density they given, density of the substance we are going to find. So that means the density of the substance, we have to put x value, x divided by 1000, which is equal to 10.8. So x equal to 10.8 into 1000. If you multiply it means, so 10.8 into 1000, so 101 decimal point will cancel, so 108 into 100. Okay, so 108 into 100, that is that answer. Okay, if you multiply it, that means what you will get. Okay, so you will get the 10,800, that is that answer. Okay, I will summarize this one. First, you have to know that in this model you will see that how pressure can be exerted on the fluids. You have to know that not only the solid only can create the pressure on the surface when it contact, all the fluids will be exerting the pressure. Okay, so that thing you have to know. So fluid is nothing but it is a kind of what's called it is liquid and gas is called fluid, and fluid will enhance pressure in n number of direction, not a particular direction. So whenever even it will be contact at the bottom and contact with the wall, so it can create some pressure when it is contact. And as you know that fluid also having weight. Okay, air and liquid both also having weight. And what is called so liquid, it does not have a particular shape, it does not contain definite shape, but it will take that which container you have taken, that container shape it will take. Okay, and it has a volume. Okay, so this is called what are the fluids that we have seen. Then what do you mean by buoyancy force? See, when you drop any object in the water or in the liquid, so the object may feel some force which is acting upwards. Okay, the object may feel some force which will be acting in the upwards. So that upward force is called upthrust or buoyancy force. Okay, so that buoyancy force relate with the density. If the density will be very high, the buoyancy force will be very less. If the density will be very less, the buoyancy force will be very high, so it can float. So buoyancy force maximum means that the object can float. Buoyancy force will be minimum means the object will sink. Okay, for that I gave that two activity, I think so, right? So in the first activity, what we have taken one empty, what's called one water bottle, and that cap should be taut. Okay, and then when you are pressing hard, even though if you pressing hard, it will come back because of that upward thrust. That means buoyancy force will be very high. And the second activity, so when you drop that cork and or nail, what will happen? So the cork will be float, the nail will sink. So due to the density variation and buoyancy force variation also. And one more thing, if you take any one object and by using thread, if you make it tight and take a spring balance, by using the spring balance just measure the weight, and when you immerse in the liquid, what will happen to the weight, how much what's called weight will be reduced, that is called apparent weight loss. Okay, so you can take, if you take one more simple what's called simple beaker, a small beaker, so when you drop that object into that water So the remaining, how much weight will be that object, that much water will be gets out. So that is called the weight of that object. Okay, this principle is called famous scientist Archimedes. He found that. So because of that he found that what are the impurities present in that metal. Okay, so that is one short story. Okay, so we can find that impurities of that metals. Okay, and purity level we can find. Okay, so that is called Archimedes principle. Okay, so Archimedes principle is nothing but when any object will be immersed on the inside the liquid, so the same amount of weight, what is that object weight, the same amount of water will be gets out. Okay, so that means it will feel some thrust. And one more activity what we have seen, and these are the activity we have seen. And then density means mass per unit volume. So and then relative density means we have to compare the density of the substance with the density of the water. And what is the relation? There is no unit, so but the formula relative density equal to density of the substance divided by density of that water. Okay, density of the water is a standard value, that's called what is that 1000 kilogram meter cube. Okay, meter cube, why it will come means volume means length into breadth into height. So if you multiply all those means meter cube will come. Okay, so that's all students. Thank you all. So thank you, I hope you understand. First you just take your book and read once. Okay, and then you will get better understand. Okay, so take your book and read once that activity 1, activity 2, activity 3, the 3 activity they given. And one more thing, what is the density, relative density, and one yellow color one box they given, that box also you can read. In the next class we will work out some problems. So this is the end of this gravitational lesson, students. So I hope you all understand. So in the next lesson we will revise next slot I will revise that what are the major concept, and we will discuss about the problems. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you.